Hello, my lovely little slumber party listeners. It's your host, Tim Murray, and you're listening to the podcast where I interview drag queens, comedians, and Broadway stars on this podcast. And today we have all three in the house. We've got a true Broadway star up in here. I mean, you know her from Mamma Mia. You know her from In the Heights. You know her from Aladdin, the original Broadway cast. I don't know if you've ever heard of the role Jasmine, but honey, she originated it. Please welcome to the stage, and very extra special today because they did the Broadway national tour of Aladdin together, my gay boyfriend, Michael Bullard and Courtney Reed.
Da 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 da. Thunderous applause.
That sounded good. That sounded like a legit. Okay, now we've become sound engineers.
Oh!
I told you we had a drag queen in the house. Courtney, full disclosure, this podcast very much started as a gay podcast where we only interviewed gay people. And then I've been interviewing a lot of Broadway women. And I said to Michael, I feel like Courtney is the perfect intersection between both those things. If there's anybody that gets gay boys, it's Courtney.
Oh my gosh, full out, no marking. My agent was like, you know what? I figured out what happened today. Like, I figured out like who you are. And I was like, what's going on? Tell me everything. I've always wanted to know my identity. He was like, you're a drag queen. And I was like, what? Yes. I was like, fierce, live, slay. Like, I couldn't believe he told me that. I was like, oh, I've just really missed out on the rest of my life. I just didn't know who I really was until now.
I mean, now you have the whole rest of your life to experience that.
I know,
sure.
bless.
And I mean, honestly, let's talk about Jasmine, though, because like, full gorgeous princess, but you were giving us the draggiest wig, your wig, for that show.
Could talk about that wig for 30 hours.
Oh my God.
I mean, it's such a gag. It's like 12 ladies' hair. It's like 12. People were like, you could just wear your own hair. It looks the same. I was like, no, it does not. I have like 3 strands. That wig was it was such a gag. It was the gag of life. I mean, I missed that.
The first time. Holy God.
He talked about it for like 6 days straight. He was like, the wig goes all the way down past her butt. Like, it's like she leaves after her first scene and it's just like she walks and you just like feel like you're in a L'Oreal commercial because it's just sway, hair, princess.
Oh my gosh, fun fact. You know, Josh Marquette modeled her hair off of Kim Kardashian. Did you know this? Wow. That was the inspo for Jasmine on Broadway's hair. Kim, honey.
Kim, honey.
Aren't you dead? You learn something new every day, right?
That makes really so much sense that he would model it off of Kim.
Kim K.
Wait, so you are part drag queen, but also part princess. I mean, you really
the princesses.
When you meet you or when you see gorgeous photographs of you, you're like, oh, that's a real life princess.
Oh my gosh. Thank you. I've always wanted to be a real life princess, and now look.
What was
oh my gosh,
to
thank
play
you.
A real life princess?
I mean, what's so funny is that people at the stage door, especially, I mean, I say people, but you know, children, they literally think you are they think you're the character from the movie. So, I mean, I was just always like #honored to be playing the character from the movie. Do you know what I mean? Like, just like popped out of the animated film and became like, you know, what their imagination was like brought to life. I mean, what other honor could you possibly have? It was the best.
That is beautiful. You're like, oh, thank you, everyone. I have to take my Uber. A magic carpet pulls up.
Oh my God.
Like, see ya.
See ya.
Will you sign my playbill? Do you trust me?
Oh, yes! I'm not sure why, but yes. Ew, my nails were so gross just then. Cut that out.
Yeah,
gross.
right.
Ew.
Yeah, right.
They were hideous.
Those are manicured for the gods.
Oh my gosh, they are so not. And like these are like quarantine queen like nails. They're just like hideous. You know, like the only one that sees them is my boyfriend. Oh my gosh, remember when we used to dress up for things?
remember my sister's wedding is in May, and I was like, oh, I need a completely new suit because all my clothes are trying to body shame me. I have no more clothes to wear.
We don't fit into any of our clothes.
Oh my God.
We literally both tried on like all our pairs of pants yesterday, and we're like, what is happening?
Why am I dresser trying to make me feel bad?
Our dresser is body shaming us, and it's actually really upsetting.
Yeah.
It's so real, though, that COVID-19 is real. I mean, like, we all gained that COVID-19, honey. We're just like, where did it come from? It's so weird.
Haven't heard that COVID-19.
Freshman 15 COVID-19.
Yeah.
Mentally, how are you doing without your soul cycle? Because I know you love and live for the soul cycle.
My gosh, bless you for bringing up soul cycle even. Because my obsession for it is literally so real. And like, I try to explain to people that it is a part of me that is missing in my life. And I really just want it to come back so badly. Like, I just want us to be well so I can be back in the studio, just like, you know, tapping it back. Can't we just tap it back?
Title of app. Can't we just tap it back?
Tap it back? It's so real. No, I love Soul Cycle. I had never found any sort of cardio that I ever enjoyed. And it was the best thing ever. It's like lights down, you're on a bike, somebody's giving you all these mantras about how amazing you are. And you're just like, it's a theatrical moment. They're like, okay, put everything you've got into this, like leave it all on the bike. And then it's like the music swells and you're just like tapping it back and doing choreo. And you're just like, this is all of my like dance, like jazz, like LA jazz dreams. Like, remember when you used to take LA jazz as a kid? I took LA jazz. Yeah. I don't know why. And so I'm like, this is all of my LA jazz dreams, but on a bike, and I'm getting cardio. So I'm like getting snatched at the same time. Like, it was everything.
I gotta tell you, I think that was the first time that you and I met was when you were in LA doing Jasmine at the Pantages Theatre with you, Michael, and we went to a bar together, and because it was our friend Annie's birthday,
Yes.
and so we all went to a bar together, and I was chatting with you, and Soul Cycle came up, so then I went to go try it because you were like, it's so great, it's so great. I gotta tell you, Courtney, I did not have the best experience. I had a teacher who, I'm not kidding, the entire time played like Hoobastank and like early 2000s All-American Rejects. So I was like trying to get my life thinking it was gonna be like, you drive me crazy. And instead it was like, it wasn't even like Blink-182. It was literally like, I'll be holding your hand, watching you drown. And this girl was like, she was so hot. She was like hip. She was with it. She had this great energy. And then she put on this music. I was like, what is happening? In the middle of the Soul Cycle, she goes, all right, everybody, we're really going to turn it and burn it today because I just got back from a vacation with my boyfriend where I thought he was going to propose and he didn't. And I was like, this is so uncomfortable.
Wait, I am dead. First of all, yes, vocals. Second of all, not all Soul Cycle instructors are created equal. They really aren't. It's like to each his own. You know what I mean? Like, there were people that I would avoid like the plague. And then there were certain people that I was like, die hard, this instructor. Because it's all about their vibe and their playlist. Let's be real. Because that playlist was not happening and she was going through it and she was letting everyone else know.
She was making us go through it with her. It was
the drama at the door, honey. Don't bring it to the bike.
Don't bring it to the bike.
Not the bike, never the bike. But I'm so sorry that you had a terrible soul experience because, well, also same. It's like the first time you go, it's a little bit like, what's going on actually, you know? And then like a week into it, you're like, no, I love this. But it takes a while. It's like, you know, the first like 4 episodes of like any show. Do you know what I mean? You're just like, what's going on? Like, that's how I felt about Bridgerton. Yeah, I was like, that gasp.
I loved it, and I couldn't even I had to watch it by myself. But I was like, at first I was like, wait, I think I like this, but I don't know.
Same.
I'm so glad I committed. I'm so glad I committed to it. I don't even know what's going on.
But didn't it take up like a minute? Like, weren't you like, and then for the 4th episode, you were like, okay, I love it. I'm in for the long haul.
I'm in for the drama. I'm such a schmuck for British things. I'm such an Anglophile, and I love a period piece. Like, give me a little bit of Jane Austen, and then it was drama, and then it got a little like sexy.
Saucy.
It was saucy.
She did.
I was like,
so you're saying I should watch? I've not seen it, Courtney.
Oh, you haven't seen it?
No, because here's the thing. I don't like old stuff. Like if it was, I like the 1990s. I don't
how do you
like.
live with yourself?
Wow.
Savage.
Wow, you're about to watch a quarantine breakup right in front of your eyes.
Oh no! Oh no!
Wow.
I haven't made an age joke in so long. I don't know where that came from. You're beautiful. You're
Thank you
gorgeous.
so much. Push
look
the
like
skin
Linda
back.
Evangelista.
Push the skin back. Thank you. I don't like stuff with like old costumes. I like the 1990s and the 2000s.
I kind of feel sames. Like I feel samesies, and that's like why it took me like 7 times to get into Game of Thrones. And I just was like, I just don't get into this like life of like people wearing furs and like literally off of an actual buffalo. Like I just don't get it. Like where's the nearest Starbucks? You know, like I don't get it. I don't get this life. But then I just was like, oh, now I'm hooked. I don't know. There's an exception.
Same with Game of if it's really, really good, I can definitely get in. But yeah, I agree. I'm like, honey, where are their cake pops? Like, where are their chai lattes? If Arya Stark just had a dirty chai latte, she wouldn't care so much about revenge.
Oh my gosh, but remember that Starbucks cup like actually in one of the episodes?
Yes, I do.
That
I actually
was
saw
such a
it before
gag.
they edited it out.
It was shocking.
Yeah, that was fun.
And the water bottles, like the biggest show on television in the last 20 years, and they literally couldn't grab those water bottles from them.
Oh my gosh.
But I will say I've been like in a position like that before we were on set. Like I've been like a PA before with people who you're intimidated by. And if that actor is like really famous and been on Game of Thrones for 7 years, it's really hard for that PA to be like, hey, excuse me, Peter Dinklage, could you hand me your water bottle? Could you not eat that fettuccine Alfredo from Denny's, like, right? Denny's hopefully doesn't have a fettuccine Alfredo.
It's like if they do, I'm not getting that.
But yeah, I'm sure they were just like afraid to ask those huge stars to not have their water bottles in the shot or on set. But that was a big mistake, I would say.
Big, huge. Can't believe
big,
it.
Huge.
Didn't see it in Bridgerton though. Didn't see it in Bridgerton.
Oh, good, good. What else are you watching? What else are you consuming?
What are your pandemic viewings?
Wait, speaking of the 90s, I just watched like a couple days ago. Do you remember Soleil from Punky Brewster? Are you guys old enough to remember Punky Brewster?
I'm old enough, but I didn't watch.
Okay, I didn't watch either. But it's she. Okay, so the actress that played Punky Brewster, her name is Soleil, I think. Yeah, no, it's Soleil. She used to take a video camera with her everywhere. And, it was like back in the day, like nobody did that. And so she has all of these testimonial videos and like all of this stuff that happened when she was like a 90s star and all of these relationships that she had with all of these other poster boys and poster girls. And it's actually like a really, it's not like the best documentary I've ever seen, but it gives you a little bit of an insight to, not to bring it down, but like mental health and like being in the industry really young and identifying yourself after you're a child actor and all this kind of stuff. And all of these suicides that happen because of these kids who just couldn't figure out who they were and they were suffering and all this stuff. It was like crazy. But you also see like Leonardo DiCaprio when he's like really young and all of these big famous actors that, like she had these relationships with. It's just like kind of amazing. If you're a child of the 90s and you love the 90s, like I would definitely watch it.
Oh wait, we are loving documentaries too right now.
Yeah.
We love a docuseries.
Yeah.
What are you guys watching?
We just watched the Tina Turner documentary.
Okay, I heard this is amazing. My boyfriend watched it. He was like,
really
you
good.
have to watch it. Okay.
You got
I will say the first like 20 minutes, I was a little like, okay, how many of these like VH1 Behind the Music documentaries can we really see about a recording artist's career? It's like kind of the same thing over and over again. And then around the 20-30 minute mark, I was like, oh, this is really special. They really just like give you a lot of deep dive information about her, and she is just like obviously such a phenomenal talent, but she's such a little sweetie that I think interview her, and she's like in her 80s now, and she looks incredible, and she's just like she just has such a warm energy, and her current husband is like also just such a little sweetie, and they're like such little. You just want to like put them in your pocket. They're so cute.
Yes, very that. Oh, it's so
Very
so
that.
good.
It's very heartwarming. Yeah, it's really good.
Oh,
We
I
highly recommend
know.
that. We tried to watch the QAnon documentary, and we don't recommend that. It was very traumatizing.
Wait, really?
It's a like 6-part docu-series just on QAnon, and each episode's like an hour. We watched the first one, and it was so much information even in the first one. I was like, this is more than I ever cared to know about QAnon. I can't believe there's 5 more episodes.
These docuseries
Oh my
have to get
gosh.
shorter. They have to get shorter.
They have to get shorter. Yes, no. Did you watch
3
the one in
episodes.
Cecil, on the Cecil Hotel? Did you watch that one?
Yes.
I did
Did
not
See, that
watch
was
it. Scared.
crazy. But also, I was like, you could have cut this one down to like maybe like 2
Agreed.
episodes. Do you know what I mean?
Should
Like,
have been 2, not 4. Agreed.
yes, but that was crazy.
Cecil is nuts. I went down there the other day because I wanted to see it.
No.
And it's wild, honey. It's really wild.
You went like actually in there, like in the lobby.
You can't go in. It's totally closed right now. Yeah, it's totally closed. But it's set up with the whole like stay. You know how they like rebranded, which was so smart. Like the orange,
Yes,
like
so smart.
Stay at Maine or something like that. It's
Yes,
rebranded,
yes.
and I think it's like boarded up. But it's just I went to like we can do some outdoor stuff here now. So I went to like a rooftop pop up bar, COVID safe situation, and you could see the Cecil from where we were, like we was at the top of a parking garage. It was not exactly glamorous, and I didn't have the best time, but I was very, very thrilled that I could see the Cecil. I was like, this is so. It's just, I mean, what a haunted, wild place. Over 80 deaths in the last 10 years. At
Oh
the
my
Cecil.
gosh.
And it's been
Absolutely
here since the
terrifying.
20s.
Oof.
So scary.
I mean, so scare. I'm stealing that.
So scare.
Yeah.
So scare.
Yeah, so we're watching a lot of fun documentaries. But yeah, the one that you just recommended sounds really good.
Yeah. Wait. What is that on? What is it called? What's the tea?
It's on
Monkey
Hulu.
Rooster?
great.
What is it called? It's called like 90s something. What is it called? But it's like, I think it's like number 1 on like trending on Hulu or something.
We'll find it.
Isn't that so fascinating? Like, I remember being a kid and being like, I would give my left arm to be on, all that or whatever it is. But now you get this, now that we're adults, you really get to see that when you get success that early in life, it's usually pretty traumatizing, doesn't it? It's not go very well.
It's not right. It's not right.
Not right. I don't
And
think
you're just a
kids should be
kid. You're trying
watching.
to you're trying to process like your hormones, and this is terrible. So she was, I mean, I don't know how old she was, like 8, 9, 10, 11 when she did Punky Brewster. And then when she like hit puberty, she got these like very large breasts. And so they started calling her Punky Boobster. And it was like this whole thing. And she was just known for having these big boobs and all this stuff. And they kept mentioning it. And she like full on had a breast reduction and was like very open about it. And was like, I don't want to be known for that anymore. Like, I just want to be me. And it took her years to find her identity. And then she didn't go through any of her old footage until like a few years ago. So she was like, this is just reopening this like the Pandora's box. Like, what do I remember? And is it like actually what I remember? Or is it different than what I remember? Like in my childhood, I didn't have like videos of me everywhere. It's like she has that and she never looked at it until now. Crazy.
Whoa,
right?
that is so
Ooh,
fascinating.
That would be so
No.
cool to watch. I love that.
Oh my God, I love that too. That's so cool. I had Queen Diana DeGarmo on the podcast, who was in
I
American
love Diana
Idol.
DeGarmo.
Isn't she just the absolute
Wait.
best?
She is such a queen. And actually, I just saw, this is ridiculous, but I just saw her husband, Ace Young, because we were in Nashville doing a rehearsal for Broadway Princess Party, and we were doing some like talking head stuff, and he's a part of this company that shoots all of they do like videos and all this kind of stuff, and they were like, oh, that's Ace, and he was wearing a mask because we were all in masks and all things, and they were like, I'm like, wait, Ace Young, as in like Diana DeGarmo and Ace Young, like what's going on? Like, I knew them back in the day when they met doing hair on Broadway, but it was like the new replacement company. So I know them from that. But I literally just saw him. It's so crazy that you mentioned Diana in this moment.
That is really wild. I mean, also they're just like so hot. They're just like the hottest couple. But she was saying when she was 16, she was on American Idol, and I think I was 16 at the time, like that was happening, and just thinking like, whoa, that's so cool. Like, what an amazing life experience. And she was sort of saying like a similar thing looking back. She was like, I mean, you're not ready for that kind of experience when you're that young. Like, she was like, I went back to my hometown and I got like surrounded by people at the local bowling alley, and they encroached on me like in a way that made me feel like scared. And I just remember thinking, oh, I made a huge mistake. Like, isn't that wild? Like, you just never know how you mentally going to respond to that kind of thing, especially when you're so young. It's really hard.
Oh gosh, I'm sure. I mean, that's how I feel about even this social media day and age with like the youngsters, because we were lucky enough to not grow up with it when we were going to high school or middle school and all that kind of stuff, right? It's like, imagine it's that extra sort of layer of pressure to look a certain way and like be fierce and be creative and be putting, you know, content out there. And it's like, it's just so much pressure. I don't know. I just feel so grateful that I didn't grow up with that and didn't grow up as a child actor. Yeah.
Yeah. Isn't it wild? We were just talking with our other friends about how we are the only generation to experience both. Having this social media and like really getting what it's all about and being a huge part of it, and living a huge part of our adolescence without it at all.
Correct. It's like
It's
we
wild.
also experienced life before internet and with internet and before cell phones and with cell phones. Like, that's crazy. I mean, well, I guess cell phones still kind of existed, but they weren't like mainstream.
Not really until like the early 2000s. Like, I think in the late 90s, I remember my parents had like a car phone that was like
That
a big
big.
thing. It was like that box that sat like on the middle seat or like under the dashboard, and we tried to make phone calls from it, but it sounded like a radio crackle. Like, it was jank. But yeah, but then I didn't get my first like track phone you had to get minutes for. Do you remember
Oh
those
my
things?
gosh.
The
Yes.
Mine had like the blue see-through cover. It was very cute. That was like very important to me. And I had my minutes card, but I could only text my mom. I didn't even have enough minutes to make phone calls to anyone.
I had the
Oh my
Motorola, like the
gosh.
ones that construction workers had, the Nextel Motorola with the big antenna, and you could beep, beep, beep it, and they could like walkie-talkie you. So I would be at the movies and get like a beep, beep, where are you right now? And we'd be like watching a movie, and I'd be like, oh my God, this is so embarrassing. You couldn't turn it off. So they could just
No
walkie-talkie you
way.
whenever the hell they wanted. Yeah. And
Oh
my
my
other friend in high school had the same one. There was this really chunky phone, and she hated it so much that she was like, I'm going to break it and make my parents buy me a different one and tell them that I broke it on accident. And so she ran it over with her car. But these cell phones are made for construction workers, so it didn't break.
Right.
She tried to just smash it on the ground, and it would not break.
Wow.
am
Imagine doing
dead.
that to an iPhone right now. No
You
way.
blow on an iPhone, it cracks wide open.
Yeah. Oh my gosh, that is rich.
Courtney, what were your slumber parties like growing up?
Oh my gosh. Of course, they were like a mixed bag, honestly. But I mean, for the most part, it was like we got together, we talked about boys, we prank called boys. Like, I just remember feeling like, why did we even do that? Like, why? That's actually terrifying to think back at, because if my friends did that to me now, I would just like disown them. But like, I feel like that's all we did. We were so boy crazy. I mean, it was obviously the sleeping bags. It was like the watching the movies, the popcorn, and just talking about boys. And I feel like maybe slumber parties haven't changed that much. Like, it's still like,
Not the good
you just
ones,
add
if
wine.
anything.
Oh,
Yeah, you just add wine, exactly.
add wine, a sensible like charcuterie board, and then we just like talk about boys.
And now you can talk about boys and stalk them online without them knowing.
You used to have to
Correct.
use yearbooks. You used to have to look them up in the yearbook and find the picture. And
Yeah, find the
we would-
picture and then go into the phone book to find their house number. That was a whole thing.
Oh my god, the yellow book.
The yellow
Yellow
book.
pages.
The yellow
The
pages.
yellow book.
The yellow book. That was like, it was really coveted. Yeah,
And now
could
you're
look
just
up
like,
their
what's his
numbers in
Instagram?
there.
Like, what's his
Right.
name again?
You
Yeah.
can see every bit of information they've ever had about themselves online.
Yes.
Oh my God, prank calls. What did you guys do when you would prank?
Well, I think, back in the day, remember, it's not like you even had caller ID. So you can call and we would do like, oh my gosh, this is so lame, but probably the types of things that we would do were like, we would do like accents. You know, like, I can't believe it, but, you know, has a crush on you. It's Jamie. You know, stuff like that. It was just like so dumb. And we were like, I can't believe you just did that. What? You know? And then the next day they were like, did you call me or did you guys leave me a voicemail? Because, you know, and we're like, no, like, what do you mean?
That's,
things like
so
that.
Fun and cool. We would make up songs for people's answering machines. That's what we would do.
Oh, that's cute.
That's cute and nice.
It's cute and long and very annoying.
That is so funny. In college, I've never told anyone this before.
Oh.
In college, we used to call each other and from star 67. This is when we had cell phones. iPhone star 67, so you couldn't tell who was calling, and we would just call and not say anything. So we would just mute ourselves and just have it not be anything. And when you do that, people lose their ever-loving shit. One of our friends just kept going, hello? Who is this? Hello? If this is a casting director trying to get in touch with me, please use, and then she would give her website. And we would be like, oh my God, this is terrible, but also so funny. And then one time one of our friends was like, if this is a friend, if you need help, if you're trying to reach out, if you need help, press 1 if you need help, press 2 if this is a prank. And so we would press like 6. And she'd be like, oh, right, I guess I have no way of knowing what number you're pressing.
That is rich.
It was so fun. It's
Oh
April.
my gosh.
We're recording this on April Fool's.
Oh,
it's April Fool's Day
yes.
today.
Wait, Courtney, I have to ask. Speaking of April Fools, are you a fan of RuPaul's Drag Race?
Okay, so I never had. Wait, what was RuPaul? What was it on? What channel was it on? Because I feel like I never actually had that channel.
It was on Logo, so it was like not ever accessible for a long time. Now it's on VH1, but it was always on Logo.
I never had like cable. I only had Netflix and Hulu, so I was like, I guess I can't. But I watched like pivotal episodes where like my friends were on. Like Frankie Grande would have like his episode, and everyone would come over, and I would watch it. But I can't say that I am like watch it every week.
That's okay.
Well,
That's okay.
Fortunately for you, we're still in a pandemic, so you have plenty of time to keep watching things. So I highly recommend getting on that train.
Oh,
I think you'd like it a lot.
absolutely.
It's
It's
really
on my
funny.
list.
Yeah, especially now that your agent has identified you as a drag
Yeah,
queen.
exactly,
You need to
exactly.
understand your culture.
I feel like it's a rite of passage for me.
Yes.
Wait, but she'll still like what you were gonna say.
But I was on the Insta today, not remembering what the day was, and one of like the winners of one of the past seasons posted like a BuzzFeed article screenshot of saying that RuPaul is stepping down as the host of the show, and this drag queen is taking over for the next and final season of Drag Race, and I freaked the fuck out. And I started to text you. I was searching online. Then I went to the comments and realized it was a April Fool's joke.
Oh my
Isn't that
gosh, that's
crazy?
amazing.
But I had heart
It's Bianca Del
palpitations.
Rio, who's like the most famous drag queen in the world, who many people have said is likely to take over for RuPaul when
Yeah.
RuPaul wants to stop doing it. So even when he told me, I've known all day that it's April Fool's Day, but even when he told me, I was like, oh my God, it's happening.
I was like, why are not more people talking about this? Why can't I Google this? This is shifting the gay community as we know it.
They got us, gal.
Oh
us
my
down,
gosh,
honey.
that just makes me feel like I need to do a prank on someone.
Yeah.
What can I do? I was thinking about that this morning, and then I completely forgot about it till now. Like I was thinking about sending like a pregnancy test to my boyfriend and being like, it's like, and just like saying positive on it, just like would that be terrible or like
No,
so
that'd be
amazing?
Amazing.
I'm not allowed to do them anymore because
You have to
I
pick.
go over the line.
Really? Oh no.
Well, and in his
Well-
defense, my mom really likes April Fools, and she always tries to push. Like I was last year at this time, I was in upstate New York with my parents at this part of the pandemic, and my mother, I had like a whole floor to myself because she like there was like nobody at home. So I was like, cool, I have my own bathroom, whatever. And my mother, we had this like cardboard cutout of Gene Kelly that my sister had like painted for a dance recital for me, like back in like middle school or something, and still had it. Don't know why. My mother hid it in my shower behind the curtain. And so when I went to go take a shower on April Fool's, just not even thinking, I open it and there's this terrified like adolescent painting of Gene Kelly, and I screamed, and she thought it was the funniest thing. So she loves April Fools. And so she told Tim, you have to get Mikey, you have to.
She was like, you have to get him really good. He's going to expect it. So you got to make it something really that he won't expect. And you really got to get him. She was like, April Fools is huge in our family. So I'm feeling all this pressure. So I was like, okay, I've got to do something like really, really wild that he's not going to get. So I was supposed to fly to Chicago for the Aladdin National Tour debut, which was Michael's big, debut for a big Broadway national tour. Yes. And so I texted him on April Fool's Day and was like, unfortunately, I booked a job and I'm not going to be able to make it. And I told his mom that I did that. I was like, isn't this good? And she goes, that was mean. I was like, I said April Fool's like right away. I was so mortified. I was like, oh my gosh. She goes, ooh. I think what she said was, ooh, I just told my friends you did that and they all agreed that was me.
She literally bait and switched you.
I was so mortified. And I hadn't met her yet. I think this was only like via Facebook message that we were it was really savage.
Yeah, you hadn't even met
yet,
my
god.
And the following
year,
like,
that was mean.
She was like, that was mean. The following year I posted on Facebook saying, I just won the MySpace Glee project thing, so I'm gonna be on Glee. And she messaged me saying, oh my god, you're doing a TV show, congratulations, I'm so excited for you, when do you start, what does this mean? And I was like, first of all, Glee ended 7 years ago. Second of all, this Glee MySpace project thing ended 14 years ago. And I'm still a coat check boy at Joe Allen, so I'm not gonna be on TV. It was tragic.
Oh my gosh.
We have to stop. But Courtney, have you ever pranked someone really well in the past on an April Fool's?
No. Ugh. I'm so bad because I feel like I'm so pure of heart. I have such a hard time like keeping my face. Because I can't lie. It's just like the worst ever. And so that's why I'm like, I think I just have to text this to my boyfriend and just like send it to him and see his reaction. Well, no, I won't be able to see his reaction. That's the thing. So how will I do it?
Yeah, that's kind of the best part. Maybe just wait till he gets home and be like, I have to tell you something.
I know, but then I'll be like, it was like, and he'll just be like, okay, so like obviously April Fool's. So, and I'm just going to be like, I ruined it. Darn it. This could be my year, though. This could be my year. I'm going to come up with something. And nobody's ever really April Fool's me. I think really? I've caught them. Ooh, I'm always like, okay, everyone.
And keen of eye.
Oh,
yeah. Yes, and keen of eye. Well, you know why? It's because it's my brother's birthday, so I always know when it's April Fool's Day. Because I'm like, it's my brother's birthday, so like somebody's going to prank me today. I never forget what day it is.
Yeah.
That's too bad.
Have you ever just like short sheeted someone's bed, or have you ever done that or had that done to you? It's not pleasant.
Wait, what is that? Short sheeting?
So short sheeting. Oh, it's my parents used to do this all the time on April Fools. It's such a cheap trick. So you have the flat sheet of a bed that goes under the comforter. So you when you make the bed, you like you fold half the sheet. So like that it's like under the pillows, and then it curls and folds and then still looks like a normal sheet. So when you get into bed, your feet can't, they like hit the sheet and you can't stretch your legs out all the way. You get like, it's awful when you think you're about to like get into bed at the end of the night and you like hit the sheet like because it's folded in half. It's awful.
That sounds really uncomfortable.
Yeah, I would hate that. Wait, that's a good trick.
It's a good trick though. You could do that to his bed.
He would hate that because he's like OCD. Like he's like Marie Kondo. Like it's like Marie Kondo's dream, and that's my dream. I'm like, oh my gosh, I love it. So he would hate that. He'd be like,
oh yeah. Yeah, because then you have to like get out of bed and like remake the bed because so it's like if you enjoy watching people suffer, it's a great joke. Great joke.
You should do that to him. What slumber party movies did you watch growing up, or would you want to watch with us right now if we were at a slumber party?
Right, slumber party. Ugh. I hate to be so on brand, but it would be like basically any Disney movie.
Yes.
Yes. And honestly, I would probably want to watch Raya because it's the new like Disney movie, and I haven't seen it yet. And sometimes I make them like very precious, and then I wait so long to watch it, and then it's like so like late. But I want to watch it because she's a Southeast Asian princess, and I'm Southeast Asian, so I'm like, oh my gosh, like I have to watch this. Yeah. It's very on brand, but I feel like we would do that.
Yes, we would definitely watch that. I'm dying to watch that one.
Right?
They've been really killing it the last like.
They really have. They like
every one that's come out. I mean, what am I talking about? They're kind of always killing it.
Yeah.
I know, right? Like when they first came out, it was like a struggle, like Snow White, but everything else was. Can you imagine?
They're really working on the brand still. They had to amp up to be successful, but yeah, I really want to watch that. I wish we could go into the theater.
I know.
I want a big bucket of
I miss
popcorn.
those days. Sames. What would you guys watch? What would we watch?
I mean, that's a really good answer. I would love to watch that movie with you.
Yeah.
But if the three of us were at a summer party, I would maybe want to put on Spice World.
Ooh.
Okay. No, we would absolutely watch Spice World. We would absolutely watch. Come on, come on, come on, come on, come on, come on, come on. Yeah, like that whole moment. I'm like, oh my God, it's so good. Like I used to watch it over and over again when they're on the bus, and it's like this massive, huge bus. Like it's like regular size, and then they get inside, and it's like 7 buses, like the size of 7 buses, and you're like this bus has like 3 levels? Like, I'm confused. I just love that movie so much.
It makes no sense and it's so fun. I miss when movies were stupid. Like, just like silly. Like, everything's so cerebral now. Like, comedy's so like heady now. Yeah. I miss like the Austin Powers, the Spice World. Just like, this doesn't have to make sense. It can just be jokes.
It can just be jokes. Or like, oh my gosh. Remember Crossroads?
I was just going to say that. I was just going to say Crossroads.
But that my favorite movie. Oh no, please tell me.
That movie is lit, is all I was going to say. I saw it in theaters. I'm like a diehard for Miss Spears. So.
Same. I mean, she was like my idol. I was in Once Upon a One More Time. Do you guys know about this Once Upon a One More Time musical?
Yeah.
I just had Ryan Redmond on the pod last week, and I asked her about when Britney came.
Oh my gosh, that was a day, Haney, because she was so cute. She came, and it was the whole thing, and we were like, Britney's like right there, like no big deal. And then at intermission, they were like, we're holding for Britney because she needed to get her Sprite. So we were like, get your Sprite, like get your Sprite, like girl. Get it, be happy in life. But she was living for that musical, and it was supposed to open in Chicago actually when COVID hit. I was a part of the first like 3 readings, and my role was like not super large, and so I was like, I don't know if I want to like do this like in the next. I thought it was gonna get bigger anyway, so I was like, but like bless, I hope it's like amazing. And then they were gonna do their Q run, their pre-Broadway tryout, and then COVID hit. So I don't know, Once Upon a One More Time, like I hope it's cute. I hope it does well.
Was it so fun to do the workshops of it, sing that music?
It's fun, but I have to say, like, singing the music as like a musical theater person is just so funny because it's so, like, you know what I mean? Like, it's so hard not to sing those songs like without doing this, you know? It's so hard to be like, she's so lucky, and she'll be like, she's so lucky, she's a star, but she, you know, it's like, you can't do it, and Lucky's not even in it, and that's like also a problem if Lucky's not in it.
That's really offensive.
Crime.
Actually. Also, that was a very good. I'm on record on this podcast of saying that so many people think they have a good Britney Spears impression and they do not. That was really good. That was very on point.
Oh my gosh, thank you. I'm #honored. Thank you.
It's like one of my biggest pet peeves when people are like on like Jimmy Fallon or at a party and they're like, well, I have an amazing Britney Spears impression, and they're like, she's so lucky. And I'm like, who are you doing? That's not
Were you doing that? You know who's really good at it? Actually, Ariana Grande. She's so good at a
Hers
Britney accent.
is
I mean,
really good.
she does good impressions of everyone, but like, she does a good Britney.
I love her.
Who are your current day pop divas? Like, if you're okay, your Soul Cycle playlist, what songs are like Courtney's dream?
Oh my gosh, I love this question. Okay, so do you guys know Chloe X Halle?
Obsessed.
Yes.
I love Chloe X Halle, and I'm also like, but also are you Beyonce? Because she sounds exactly like Beyonce. I also love Beyonce, but it would definitely have to be like an Ariana Grande moment. Like I would put Positions in there, obviously. Basically, anything from the Ungodly Hour of Chloe X Halle. But then like randomly, I love like a Tate McRae. And just wait, today my friend sent me this song by Julia Michaels called All of My Exes. Have you heard it?
No.
I don't know either of the last two people that you said.
Yeah.
Julia Michaels? Okay, she is actually known for writing like so many like famous people's songs, but she also writes her own songs. Julia Michaels is that song where she's like, if even at the end of the world, like wouldn't you still like, couldn't we still hang? What is that song? I was just listening to it. This is killing me.
Yeah.
But anyway, she's singing this song about all of her exes. She says, really want to live in a world where all of your exes are dead. So.
Oh my God, I love that.
You have to listen to all of your exes. You have to. It's so good.
Wait, that's so good. I tweeted this past week asking the Twitterverse if they would like to listen to this podcast if I had a month of boys I used to hook up with as guests. And a lot of people were like, yes, please do that. Listeners, none of them have responded to me. So I don't know if we'll be doing that. So maybe that'll be my new anthem. That'll be my new song.
All your exes? Oh my gosh, that's so rich.
Oh my God.
That'd be so entertaining. But like, hi, I'm the producer. I'll just be out.
Yeah, here's my current boyfriend producing.
Have fun. Talk about whatever you want. I'll just be here typing it all down.
Wait, unfortunately, we have to wrap up, but we are going to go over to the Patreon where we have some slumber party games for you. I have a very special Disney-themed Mary F. Kill for you and a very fun Would You Rather.
Ooh.
I can't wait.
So, listeners, if you want to listen to that or watch that video, head on over to the Patreon. But before we go, where can the people find you on the internet?
At Rhodes Reed. Everyone's like, what is that? Rhodes is my middle name, RHODES. My last name, Reed. On Instagram and Twitter, even though I never use Twitter. I just am an Instagram girl. And I don't know about this whole TikTok thing. I need like lessons or something. I just don't know. I don't know how to do it.
It's a whole thing, and it's honestly pretty annoying, to be honest. Yeah. It's not. I don't love it. Honey, the Instagram is popping.
The Instagram's popping.
Your Instagram is Gorgina Gagatrundra.
Gorgeous. I'm dead. Yeah, the only reason my
boyfriend by the pool, and we were like,
okay, good God,
supermodels of the world.
Do we do
wait,
influencers?
please,
Like,
bless you. I'm like, he never wants to be, like in the pictures because he's always taking the pictures. But like, Instagram boyfriend, like full out. Like I never knew that like my life could be this lit, like on Instagram. I mean, I'm like, and it's hilarious because I'm not even like, hey, can you take a picture of me right now? He's usually like, hey, can you like go over there and like do something? Let me take this picture. You know what I mean? But then I get all the joys of getting to post some like cute photos. But anyway, I was like, let's do like a cute 90s moment. We're like kind of in the same matching outfits. And they took that photo and I was like, oh my gosh, you're so hot. I'm posting this.
And we are grateful for it.
We're so grateful.
But like, thank you. But thank you.
But thank you so much. And you can find me at tmurray06 on all platforms, and join the Patreon if you want some of the bonus content. And if you're watching this on YouTube, make sure you subscribe to this channel because we have new sketches coming every couple of weeks as well. Michael, where can people find you?
Oh, just the social media recluse that I am. I'm on Instagram at the Michael Bullard. because there were other ones, so I had to specify the Michael Bullard. And yeah, that's all. I'm hiding from Facebook, and I've never done Twitter, and TikTok scares me. So yeah.
So there you go.
So there you go. So there you go. So there you go. And we'll see the rest of you over on the Patreon. Thanks, listeners. Bye.
Bye.
Bye.